Hi everyone, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of Rise of the Ronin running on PlayStation 5. Okay. What do we got here? That's a level 23. Let's do that one. Holy moly, where is it? Oh, it's all the way over here. Let's go to the longhouse for a little bit. I forget where the photography studio is. What is this? Oh, it's not even a mission. That's, well, that's fine. The 23 is lower level, so let's do it. Let's do that one first.
おやどうも吉原では失礼しました。あの時あなたに相談があると言ったでしょう。お察しの通り老害の直し方についてです。僕はアメリカに渡って多くを学び、その糸口をつかみました。目に見えない極めて小さな生き物が病を引き起こすという新たな学説を聞けたんです。老害の原因も生き物ならそれを制する毒があるかもしれない。沢村さんも言っていましたが。
待たせたね。おや、君も福沢さんの説に惹かれた一人か。
毒草にも詳しいフォーチュンさんなら何かご存知かと調査を依頼したんですよ。
その件だが期待に添えず申し訳ない。文献を漁ってみたのだが望むような植物は見つからなかった。
残念です。お手数をおかけしました。
代わりと言ってはなんだが興味深い一節を発見したよ。こんな伝承を知っているかね。東洋の竹は120年に一度だけ金色の小さな花を咲かせる。その時竹の根元に生じる毒のようなものをとある錬金術師が西洋に持ち帰り肺病の治療に使ったというのだ。
まるでおとぎ話ですが、あなたはどう思います？
Might be worth investigating.
僕も同じ意見ですよ。そういえば龍泉寺で近頃竹の花が咲いたとか。僕は行ってみますよ。わずかな望みでもかけてみたいんです。あなたの手も借りられると助かります。ぜひ来てくださいね。
Oh, where the hell is he? Oh, he's all the way over here.
来てくれて助かります。ですが先ほど寺を訪ねてみたところ用心棒に追い返されました。近頃賊が現れるそうなんです。竹の花は高値で売れるとか。もし盗まれてしまえばどこの土を採取すればいいかわからなくなってしまう。
It's time for us to sneak in and borrow some more.
そうするしかなさそうですね。この木を逃せば次はいつになるか。それに土をもらうだけならお寺に迷惑はかかりませんしね。フォーチュンさんによれば金色に輝く小さな花を探せばよいはずです。さあ寺に忍び込みますか。
Yep, I'm ready when you are.
言っておきますが何が起こっても人は殺めないように。医術のために人を死なせるなど見過ごせませんから。では人目につかぬよう頃合いを見て入りますよ。
Okay, no killing. Way to spoil a man's fun.
狙い通りですね。バレませんでしたね。
上等だ。
Oh, how's this game? I really like this game. I think this game is like the reviews are kind of middling on Rise of the Ronin, but I've been having a ton of fun with it. I mean, it's basically just Assassin's Creed. It's just Team Ninja is doing Assassin's Creed, but it's not really a bad thing. And thankfully, the sales haven't really been too terribly affected by the middling reviews. Seems like it's a popular game, just not amongst like the more seasoned reviewers who want to have a traditionally very difficult Team Ninja game, like Neo or Neo 2. I think there's like a certain sector of people out there that wanted this to be a Neo 3, and it's not Neo 3. They wanted to make a game that was more friendly to new players, that didn't just accommodate just the hardcore players. And I think they accomplished it, actually. Because you'll still die plenty of times, and the combat's still pretty challenging. It's just that you won't have deaths every 10 seconds. It'll be every 2 minutes. You know, some people have a hard-on for a game that needs to be incessantly difficult. I'm not one of those people, so I really enjoy this game. And like I said, I've died plenty of times. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen anybody do a playthrough of this where they just like breeze through the game. So it's not an easy game by any means. It's just not as hard as Amigo 2. Which is fine with me. I, you know, need a break from that game, from that series. Even though I love it. Oh no, it's this big guy. Oh god, this guy's annoying. Alright, well. Time is so tricky. So yeah, good times. You know, I don't know if it's worth the full $70. There's enough content in here to justify $70 though. I mean, there's like tons of missions. The areas that you explore are really, really big. You know, it's not a mission-based game. It's much more open world. Although there are missions in the game that are going to feel a lot more traditional ninja Team Ninja game. And those missions are multiplayer. You know, you can play co-op with another set of people. You know, a lot of the criticism was the graphics. I think I've heard like more than one reviewer use the term. What was it? Not old. But basically they said, you know, the graphics kind of suck. Which I don't really agree with. But you know, I mean, everybody expects something different from a $70 game at this point in time. I think the term was outdated. Like, I heard more than one reviewer say the word outdated. You know, like they were handing that word out with the press releases or something. I'm always, you know, super suspicious of, you know, when I see multiple reviewers use the same word to describe something. And it's like, did you guys get together and talk about it, or what the hell happened there? Oh. Yeah, it's the lady that turned me into a zombie. Of sorts. Okay, this guy looks a little tough. Hello, sir. No sneaking around with you. Uh-oh, you're fists only, huh? Oh, okay. God, the wrestling moves. God. Oh, bastard. Ugh, oh my god.
落ち着いてください王将様。我々の目的は竹の花ではありません。
どうやら賊ではなかったようじゃな。
Yeah, I think there's a certain expectation that if it's going to be a AAA studio, which I actually don't really feel that Team Ninja is a AAA studio. I feel that they've always been kind of like a little bit behind on their graphic engine. Their models have always been like less detailed than with other games or other developers. But I get it. You know, I get it. It doesn't look like Ghost of Tsushima, which is, you know, maybe the next game you'd compare this to. It doesn't look like that. Doesn't look like a Horizon. But it looks like a Team Ninja game, quite frankly. I mean, the games always kind of have a little last gen flair to them.
その土を私にも分けてほしい。
どうしましょう。土を開ける代わりに話を聞かせてもらいましょうか。
I think too that this is it's a game where parrying is a priority, right? I mean, you have to learn how to parry well in order to succeed in the game. And the timing is significantly different than a From Software game. You know, From Software games, just kind of in general, they allow you like a wider window for your parries. It's not super tight. Like Wolong is a much, one of the games that Tecmo made previously. I mean, Wolong was much more generous on the timing. The animations don't happen quite as fast in Wolong, so it felt a little bit more fair in the Wolong series or the Wolong games. But here, almost all the enemies have, some pretty different patterns, and the animations happen quick. Like the startup animation for when you need to parry is probably faster than most people would be able to react. So there's a lot of pattern recognition that needs to happen when you're playing this game, and there's lots of different patterns. It's not like you can really memorize all this stuff. I mean, if you can, great, but not me. So I think it causes some people some frustration to know that, when you see an animation and you think that's going to be your key to parry, it's like, well, sometimes the animation happens really fast. That startup time is really fast, and then sometimes they hold their animation a little bit longer. So I don't think that's any different than like with Elden Ring. I think Elden Ring kind of did the same thing, but in that game, the startup times were longer. So, if you're expecting this to be, Sekiro-ish or Wolong-ish, I mean, that's not the case. It's a little bit trickier. Your action time has to be a little faster than those games. Should we give some time to her? Yeah, she's okay. She had her backs in battle. Of course we should.
礼を言う。この土から老害の薬を作れるはず。こんな異国の地で我が兵を失うのは 二度とごめんなさい。
This game also takes place in a.
言ってしまい
I
ま
mean,
した
it's not 100% historically accurate, but
まるでロ
you know, if you're into
ー
Japanese
マン
history,
作れるような口
then you'll recognize a lot of these characters in this game.
本当でしょうか。
疑えば何も残らんが
At least their names. I mean, their faces don't 100% match the real historical figures, but they're not bad.
まず無心で受け入れるがよい。
おっしゃる通りです。まず私が信じなければ始まらない。早速この土を調べてみます。必ずや成果を上げ、この国の医学を、いえ、学問全体を一歩前進
Honestly,
さ
I
せてみせ
I
ま
like
す
the look of this game. You know, as much as I like Neo 1 and 2, Neo 1 was a game that completely ripped you off. I mean, that game cheated and cheated and cheated and cheated over and over again. And then they did better with Neo 2. You know, they made that game a lot more fair, even though it's an incredibly difficult game. But, you know, the problem with those games is that their visuals are incredibly dark. And I mean, like, shrouded in darkness. So there was dark themes in the game because you're battling yokai. But the game, you just could never see anything. I mean, all the time. You know, the Demon Realm, you couldn't see anything. When it was light outside, you couldn't see anything. and I just got real tired, you know, after about 5 or 6 hours of the game just being in complete darkness all the time. And here, you have day-night cycles. And there's never a point in this game where it is anywhere near as dark as Neo 2. I thought they just got way overboard on the darkness in Neo 2, and thankfully you don't have to deal with that here. So to me, this is a win. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look like Ghost of Tsushima, but it also doesn't look like Neo, which to me is a good thing. It's like, please don't look like Neo. I mean, I want to be able to see stuff. You know, you built all these, you know, wonderful locations, modeled all these graphics, applied textures, lighting, filtering, and then you turned everything off. And so instead of being able to see a lamp, you just see a shadow. And personally, you know, like I said, I just got tired of the way that game looked. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that on decision-based games. It would be nice if, like, because there's no such thing as, like all of those Telltale games, you know, you get this decision and it's worded in such a way, and then you misinterpret the wording, and then you're just like, well, that isn't what I wanted to happen. Why'd you do that? I was like that with The Expanse. That game really pissed me off. It's like those words don't match my decision. If anything, you know, the Expanse game, I thought the Expanse game would get me into the series, but I was like, yeah, if the series is like this game, I will not like it. So they did a terrible job selling the series based on the game. But like I said, that's every Telltale game. I don't, you know, probably has nothing to do with the series. I forgot I don't need to use my non-lethal methods. Yeah, sometimes the choices matter in this game. Most of the time they don't, right? Again, the story is following real-life history, so you're not able to change the trajectory of the story that much, just in tiny little ways. But the overall plot is just going to be basically Japanese history. So in a way, that's kind of a bummer. But at the same time, there's that there's that portion of Tecmo which just loves Japanese history, and I don't think they'll ever get away from that. And you know, fair play. Japanese history is pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, you know me. I mean, I or maybe you don't know me, but you know, I play a lot of visual novels. In fact, for a while, I was only playing visual novels on this channel. It's kind of weird to see me play an action game on here, or something that's not a role-playing game. But I do like it. I do like these kind of games. I just don't play them all the time. And I don't have a hard-on for a game being hard. I mean, if a game is hard, great, but I don't want every game to be hard. You know, I lived through the Atari 2600 and the NES era, where games were just brutally hard. I don't want to relive those days. You know, I'm over it. That was 30 years ago, you know. Okay, what am I doing here? I guess I need to find this. Let me pick a mission here. Level 26 and 25. Let's go talk to Ine. I don't know, the last girl that we tried to have a relationship with in this game, she got killed. they slashed her in the back. I was like, well, you know, maybe romance is not really the greatest thing for this guy. I think he might attract trouble. Oh, I've heard those Batman games are good from Telltale. But yeah, I honestly just wish they would say this decision will do this, rather than, you know, try to have their writers word something that you will misinterpret. Because I mean, everybody misinterprets those decisions. I don't know if it's on purpose or what, but I don't know. That annoys me. You know, just like a plus or a minus that says plus. You know, this character will like your decision, or minus, this character will not like your decision. I mean, is that so much to ask? I don't think it seems unreasonable, especially in a game where choices matter. You know, you want your choice to matter. You want the choice that you've consciously chosen to matter, but you can't do that if you are given poorly worded choices. Or, you know, the game that has upset me the most is for choices that matter, especially from a developer that's kind of known for choice-based games, is those Mass Effect games. I know everybody loves those games, but there's a series where there's just an illusion of choice, because no matter what happens, no matter what you choose, none of your work is saved from game to game. Like, I think it's funny that they got away with it for 3 games in a row, and people were like, "Oh, those games are great." I mean, you know, gameplay wise, they're pretty okay, but choice wise, they suck. And then the pretense of a Mass Effect game is every sequel, you know, something happened to Shepard and he's dead and he lost his memory, and yeah, you know, oh, now all those choices that you made before, well, they don't really count. Because wink wink, he had to get replicated. But the funny thing is, like, the Dragon Age series, that they had the opposite problem. The Dragon Age series remembered your choices. Ooh. Anyway, I like this game too because you find cats and pet them, and you find dogs and pet them. So, right there, that's you know, that's already a winner in my book. And then you can even earn abilities on the skill tree, which will have you make friends with some of the aggressive animals in the game. So you can make friends with like the wild boars and the wolves, except for the very biggest of those animals. But yeah, you can walk. You know, if you build up your skill, you walk right up to them and you pet them, and then they follow you around. They help you with your mission. Can you do that in Assassin's Creed? No. You know, can you do that in Elden Ring? No. You have to kill every single animal you run into in those games. It's like, damn it. Although in Elden Ring's case, every animal's an asshole, so, you know, maybe you don't feel as bad. Okay, where are we going for our next mission? It is all the way out. Is it really out here? No, that's not the right mission. Yeah, in fact, I think when this came out, it was this and Dragon's Dogma 2 that came out on the same day. Dragon's Dogma 2, you know, had much better reviews, and is in general, you know, much better looking game too. Even though it runs like crap. Even if you're on a particularly good PC, it somehow manages to dip into the 30s and sometimes below that. And I gotta say, I mean, I think this game is the better game of the two. That might be a hot take, though. I don't know if everybody feels that way. I think the problem, too, is if you played Dragon's Dogma 1, like if you played that game pretty extensively when it came out, then Dragon's Dogma 2 is just a graphic upgrade. It's like the same game with the same story. And mostly the same quests. So that, you know, that kind of bummed me out that it was really not that much different than the game that I'd played over a decade ago. Where the heck is Ine? What the? Where is your house? Of course, I think that's a small number of people. Like, Dragon's Dogma was not super popular. So you can kind of get away with just making the same game over again. Since not that many people played the original. Yeah, it's like if they remade Vanquish. People who hadn't played the game will go, wow, this is a really amazing game.
ただレモン水のみでコロリを治せるわけではない。ありゃああくまで抜けちまった水分を補うためだけのもんじゃ。
ええ。肝要なのは早く完全な治療法を見つけること。今は片っ端から手がかりを当たっているところです。
Do you not have enough information as is?
そうね。もっと西洋の医学書や資料が欲しい。あちらの方がコロリの研究も進んでいるはずだから。 それなら公使館を当たってみたらどう？公使館？なぜです？
おりょう、お前余計なことを。
盗みになるとしても、もう
I think some developers understand that people want to pet animals,
覚悟は決めてるみたいだし。
but unfortunately, it's not that many.
繋がれていた時、噂を聞いたんじゃ。
I mean, in this game, you can pet both the cats and the dogs, but like some games, you can only pet the dogs, or you can only pet the cats.
その書物。
And here, you can pet, boars. You can pet
今
wolves.
は立て直し中だけど、幕府の押収物が置かれてるみたいで。イギリス公使館。
One of the mini games is that you're trying to collect cats throughout the region, and then you can rent the cats out to people who are lonely. I mean, this game's wild. Let's go. Ready to go at a moment's notice.
恩に来ます。このお礼はいずれ。では、行きましょうか。
As I said, it's the most accessible Team Ninja game. I think part of the problem is if you're a game reviewer and you're playing games all the time, like you don't realize that people outside of the hardcore world don't really want games to be that hard. You know, if you look at the stats of people that actually, beat Morgott in Elden Ring, it's like a pathetically small number of people. It's like, people want to be able to, have a challenge, but, not just get totally screwed over. And so this is that game. It's a challenging game. You're gonna die. You're gonna die quite a bit. But it's just not out to. It's not out to get you every time you run into an enemy. But again, I mean, that's most people. Most people will play that way. Maybe not your friends or other reviewers, but people who play more casually. Because video games are entertainment, whether you like it or not. They just don't want their butts kicked every single minute. And Team Ninja, next time they can make that game that kicks your ass all the time. And that's totally fine. But it's also totally fine that they can make a game that doesn't necessarily try to kick your ass. More like shoves you once in a while. It's a pretty hard shove, though. Yeah, what was I playing earlier? Earlier today we were playing Loretta, which is a choice-based game too. In fact, it's kind of more of a visual novel than anything else. It just takes place in a 2D plane instead of just reams of text. In that game, choices really do matter. Like you can really, you have to make certain choices to move the plot along, but you also have a couple of choices there that really do change the outcome, and will get you killed. More often than not. Yeah, I really like that game. Real surprise for me. And if you're into like old thrillers, then that game's perfect. Block your bullet? What the heck, man? Alright, you just... Enough of you. Sorry, jerk. I know, I'm taking him down non-lethally. It just looks like I'm stabbing him to death. but I'm really just hitting him with the blunt end of a wooden sword. Where the hell am I even going? Oh, God, I'm like lost. I don't even know why you're with me, girl. I mean, you're not fighting. Hello. Nighty night. I guess I'll worry about them later. Where are you going, my friend? Well, Betty, where are you going? Oh, this game cracks me up. God, the animations are really they're pretty mean. Wasn't I looking for something here?
これは見たことのない医学書ですね。何か手がかりが記されているか。
Ooh, I'm right on top of something. Something. Good night. What's in here? Botanical illustrations.
どこかで見覚えがある。これもコロリにまつわる資料かもしれません。
Surprise! Something up there.
どうやら何かの薬のようね。持ち帰って楢先生にも見てもらいましょう。もっと調べたいところだけれど、ひとまずはこれで十分。さあ、一刻も早くここを出ましょう。
Is it actually gonna let me out of here without me fighting 4 bosses in a
す
row?
ぐそこです。
I doubt it. Yeah, there's a save point here, so you know there's a boss around here. I do think it's funny you can play the game stealthily if you want for like the meat of the mission, but the boss you always, you never stealth the boss. The boss always knows you're coming. So it's like, yeah, you had your fun with stealth. Now come in here and fight like a man. What are you talking about? I stole. I mean, you know.
暇で暇で船を漕いでおったところよ。
用心棒ね。泳がされてたってことかしら。
Hide yourself.
わかりました。どうか気をつけて。
That's right, future waifu.
仲間を先に逃がすとはなかなかのこと。別に構わない。貴様が俺を満足させてくれるならな。問われたからには役目を覚悟せよ。
Oh no. Oh, we're not gonna play this. It's annoying that there's 2 people to deal with.
なか弱いではないか。それでその先の道がある。
Ugh.
一時はどうなることかと思ったけれど、これでまた一歩前に進むことができそう。犠牲を抑えてくれてありがとう。あなたを信じた甲斐があった。大したものじゃないけれど、これはお礼。受け取って。
二人してとんだ無茶をしよって、医者まで行き急いでおったらどうにもならんわ。ああ、そうだ。お前たちが持ち帰った薬を改めたが、あれは多分気長川じゃな。熱病に効く生薬よ。
Can we use it to treat cholera?
キナガワ。キナの木の皮から作るキニーネはコロリの症状を抑えると聞いたことがあります。これまでは確信が持てなかったけれど、今こそ試してみましょう。
強い薬のようじゃが、それだけに危ない面もあろう。うまく使いこなせねば、ますます患者を苦しめかねんぞ。
それならば、うまく使いこなす方法を探るまでです。少しでも患者の苦しみを和らげるために。持ち帰った書物にもきっと手がかりが書かれている。まだできることはあるはずよ。
私も手伝うよ、稲先生。日の本じゃ見たことのない医学書ばっかりだけど、父さんと一緒にどうにか読み進めてみるからさ。
ありがとうございます、二人とも。あなたもまた力を貸してほしい。病に苦しむ人たちを一人でも多く助けるために。
I'm an invaluable soldier. Seppuku's. Oh boy, yeah. Great emote. I have to strengthen my bond with her. Well, I'm trying. I don't have enough missions with her. Where the hell is the studio? I know, I knew where it was when it was the other town. But this town is... This area is completely different. There it is. Oh my god. It's way over here. I'm glad there's fast travel.
調子は元気にしていたかい？その言葉を待っていたよ。よろしく頼む。おお、頑張ってくれたようだね。また顔を出してくれよ。
会えて嬉しいよ。
Let's invent some stuff.
本当かい？ぜひお願いしたいね。おお、書物をたくさん集めたようだね。さすがだ。どの改造がしたいんだい？
I got underwater photography, huh?
この改造がしたいならもっと書物を集めて。僕の推測では。
Boy, this invention thing is awful slow. I mean, you really don't have that many opportunities. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is meowmurai. You've been watching Rise of the Ronin running on PlayStation 5. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.